Hello, everyone. My guest today is Babak Hedayati. He is the CEO, a Silicon Valley veteran of technology and marketing solutions. He's an angel investor, entrepreneur, and Fortune 500 executive, and is now building his company called TapClicks. He's got a BSE from the SJSU and is an alumni of Harvard Business School. Babak, are you ready to take us to the top?
I sure am.
All right, TapClicks. Last time you were on was about February 2018. You said you had about 3,000 customers, 100 employees. Where are you guys at today? How are you doing?
Things are looking really good. So we're now at about 5,000 agencies and media companies using our platform to service millions of SMBs and national advertisers. And we're approximately 250 people.
250 people. And those are 5,000. Those are actual paying customers, not like,
Yes.
free or, okay. And you said 250 team?
Yes.
All still San Jose?
No, we're all over the world now. So our main areas are San Jose, Boston, Montreal, Nashville, and then we got teams now in India as well as Latin America.
Very good. And for people that missed our first interview together, help them understand what the company does.
Well, really at the core of the business, we help large and medium-sized agencies and media companies manage all their marketing data and operations with a platform that offers I/O workflow analytics and reporting. That's really what we do as a product line. These companies get incredible efficiencies through using us. They can service their customers really, really well by offering basically storyboarding how their campaigns are doing for them, managing all that big data, unifying it, visualizing it, and reporting it so that anytime, anywhere somebody wants to see that data at their level, they can see it through our reporting solutions or analytics dashboards.
And ARPU still around $300 a customer per month?
Well, as you know, we have different types of customers, and on average, on the middle to high end, we're looking at $2,000 a month, and then it goes all the way down to hundreds of dollars per month.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think a fair average is across the entire base? 300-400?
No, it's probably higher. It's more like $900 to $1,000.
Okay, good. So fair. I mean, that's triple what it was, 2 years ago. So you've driven some expansion revenue. It sounds like new product lines.
Yes, we're really excited about our new product lines that, what we call the marketing operations platform is taking off very nicely, both in the large customer base and medium-sized agencies. We're seeing growth in the number of agencies, and it's all of it is getting traction. We've introduced new products in the area of marketing as well, such as SEO, SERP, site auditing, et cetera. So it's really becoming a full platform right now.
Now, Babak, when I take $900 a month times those 5,000 customers, I mean, that puts you at like $4.5 million a month right now in revenue. Is it accurate?
No, it's lower than that. So I think I made the number is too high then on the average side.
So how many, but it is 5,000 customers?
Yes.
Okay. And ARPU would be closer. I mean, if you're doing $400 a month on average, that would put you at, I mean, what is that? 400 times 5,000, $2 million a month? Yeah,
you're closer. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. I mean, have you guys broken 2 million a month at this point?
No, we have not.
Do you think it'll happen in the next month or two?
We're expecting to do 20 million ARR in Q2. We expect to hit that in this quarter. So it's a little lower actually.
Okay, so just to be clear, 20 million in terms of run rate would be 1.6 million a month. You're hoping to break that kind of this quarter. So what are you at today?
We're at 1.5.
1.5. Okay, so that would be a $300 ARPU. $300 times 5,000 customers puts you about 1.5 today.
Yep.
And that is from a growth rate perspective. You were doing about 1.1 in MRR last time you were on. So does that sound about right to you?
Yeah, I think when we talked last time, it was about 1.1. Right.
It was. So again, that was around December of 2017 is when that would have been. So what has growth been year over year, would you say?
My view on the growth on the revenue side, I feel like we were doing, when we talked about 10 million in revenue and we closed the year at 15.
In terms of cash collected or run rate?
Cash collected.
Okay, and so December 2018, which would have been 4 or 5 months ago, you were doing what, about 1.2, 1.3 a month?
That's right.
Okay, got it. That means you only would have added like $200,000 in new bookings in terms of MRR all last year. Is that right?
No, I don't think so. So I think we added we've added about, the number 1.1 was really from Feb, I believe. And I'm not as quick as you doing that math, but I would say that we've added, I want to say that we've gone from 1 million to 1.5 million.
Okay. Okay, got it. For over, that would have been over what period of time?
About 12 to 13 months.
Got it. And you're at 1.5 today, hoping to break 1.6 here in the next 2 or 3 months.
Yes.
That's good. Let's get off the numbers here for a second. Let's talk strategy. So growing the company, right? What has been your kind of growth channel to go from, again, you had 3,000 customers 18 months ago. Now you're at 5,000. Where have you gotten them?
It's a combination of just organic growth. And I think we discussed, we had some acquisitions along the way that has really helped our growth as well.
Okay. Tell me about one of those. Did you do an acquisition last year?
We did. Yes.
Come on, Babak, don't make me pull out of you. What was the company? Why'd you do it?
It hasn't been announced, so I can't announce it right now. But we did do an acquisition recently. We did do one that's in the area of mobile reporting as well as collaboration tools. I'm really excited. I want to share that with you, but I can't. Okay,
how much have you raised to date?
We have done 10 million of venture debt last year, about a year ago. And we had some seed funding as well from some angel investors.
Well, yeah, you told me last time you had 5 million raised in equity. So you have 15 million raised total when you add the equity plus venture debt?
I'd say throughout the history of the company, that's correct.
Yeah. How were we able to lock down 10 million of venture debt? That is way more than what most people will do. Usually it's it's like, anywhere between 4 and maybe 3 and 6x of your MRR. 10 million and you're doing 1.3. That's almost like, call it 10x your MRR.
It's probably somewhere around there. I would say that in general, our partner really believes in our vision and our strategy and what's going on with the company.
Well, wait, why the hell does that matter? Venture debt doesn't care what your vision or strategy is. There's no equity upside for them. They just care.
These guys are a little bit different. They're like a hybrid model of venture debt and equity. So I wouldn't put them into the...
Who is it? Who is it?
Boathouse Capital.
Okay, so do they take warrants and covenants and things?
That's right.
Oh, okay. So yes, they do.
Yes, they do. That's right.
Got it. Now that was on the back, I think, obviously, with SaaS Capital as well, right?
Yeah. So we already took care of that one. So SaaS Capital is no longer our partner. I do want to say they're a great company to work with.
Okay. So that was the 3 million you took back in April of 2017. You're saying you already paid that all back off?
That's right.
I see. Okay. And they did not. Okay. And then the 10 million was just from Boathouse.
That's correct.
Have you seen, you're rare in that you have chosen to hold on to equity and go this kind of venture debt route, which, by the way, I don't think is a good or bad thing. I actually like it. I like that you're holding on more of the company. Any downside you've seen by doing that? Has been any temptation to just say, screw it, let's just go raise equity?
Not anything like that. Of saying I think the package that they offer from a hybrid model is very, very attractive to a company like ours. It does really reduce dilution, and I think I view it as lower cost equity, really, the way it's structured. I do believe that as the company is growing, and we have very high hopes now, we're at 5,000. We got the right amount of people to have that momentum. So we're going to continue our growth, and I think we're going to be looking at about 7,000 agencies and media companies by the end of the year, and a much, much higher growth rate. So when you look at that, then you start thinking about, okay, the next round is going to be large and it's going to be equity.
Yeah. Are you burning capital today in terms of profitability, or are you at break even?
Just a little bit.
Like a little bit is like 100 grand or like 5 million?
No. It's like 100.
Okay.
150.
And where is most that going? Headcount?
Yeah. The majority of our expenses, headcount, that's where it's at.
Yeah. Churn is critical, as you know, in any kind of SaaS company, especially the world you're in, where these folks can be finicky sometimes. Last time you were on, we didn't dive deep into this, so I want to do it now. What does your churn look like? Your revenue churn annually look like? We're
net revenue positive, and our churn is looking really good right now. It just keeps getting better. So we're at less than 1% on the logo churn.
Okay. When you look at all of 2018, gross revenue churn, before you add back expansion, was about what?
All of 2018 gross revenue churn.
You say, if it was about 1% a month, it'd be about 12%.
Yeah, you can. That was our logo churn. I would say that gross revenue churn would be somewhere around there.
Okay. And
which means no upselling revenue accounted for, correct?
Now let's add back expansion revenue. So what percentage, how much would you expand those cohorts in terms of upsells?
I would say it's about the same.
Okay. So you churn 12%, but from the same customers, you upsell another 12%. So your net revenue retention is about 100%.
That's right. You're looking at a zero churn essentially on revenue.
Net churn. Yeah. And then talk to me about getting these new customers. You said a lot of it's organic and inbound, but what's your fully weighted CAC today in terms of getting a new $300 a month customer?
It's really low. The majority of it comes from just inbound leads, people doing organic searches. We're not spending much on the low end of the product line. It's all basically organic traffic that's coming in. So I would say it's extremely low. I don't have an exact number.
Yeah, but I mean, look at you. You said you have 250 people on the team, right?
That's right.
How many of them are salespeople or customer success?
You're looking at about 10 sales people, and the majority are on the enterprise side.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so those are obviously those are 10 salaries. You're in California. People can do math and assume what those salaries might be. I mean, there's potentially $1 million plus just there. So, I mean, do you know what your fully weighted CAC is?
For the I'm not going to say that number right now. No.
I mean, first off, that's usually not something people hold close to the vest. It's not usually proprietary. Do you just not know it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I don't know the exact number right now, and I don't want to quote it. And the reason is this: we have gone into a new model of enterprise versus mid-range versus self-serve products, and each one of them has a different CAC. I would say that they're very low. They're extraordinarily low on all sides. The 10 people that you mentioned are...
Well, but sorry, Babak, I don't mean to cut you off, but like saying low CAC is actually not a great way to measure CAC, right? CAC is usually measured as a ratio, and it's usually a payback period. And usually it's the same no matter what the cohort is. You know, usually it's like a 14 to 24 month payback, depending if it's small business, mid-market, or enterprise. It doesn't matter which one it is. The ratio is still the same, right? So my question to you is, are you optimizing for a certain payback period, 14, 16, 18, 24 months?
Oh, on the enterprise side, we're looking at about a 6-month ratio.
Hold on, months is not a ratio. So what do you mean a 6 months ratio?
Being able to collect the money that we spend to win that customer within 6 months. We'd like to recover that in 6 months. And in historically, it's been much lower than that because it's all referrals for the most part from one large company to another. On the low end, it's also very low as far as I'm concerned. The cost of acquiring the customer is low because it's all organic traffic.
Sure. That costs money though, right? Or, content going out doesn't just magically appear. You have to have content writers and you have to then quantify that, right? So, 6 month payback period makes a lot of sense. Really using venture debt to hold on to the equity. That's great. Any plans to raise additional capital?
Cutting out.
Any plans to raise additional capital here in the near future?
Yeah, we'd like to go look at another round of 10 to 20 within the next year.
Okay, equity or debt?
I'm sorry?
Equity or debt?
It's going to be equity.
Okay, and what do you think you'll be able to raise at? Let's say you raise $20 million. What do you think? What do you hope to raise at in terms of valuation?
I'd rather not say that because that's really a negotiation, and there's all kinds of different metrics these guys have. I'd rather have that discussion with the bankers.
Well, that's why I'm asking not what are your terms, but what is a valuation that you would hope to be able to get to?
You would hope that you're over 100 million.
Okay, so you would like to sell less than 20% of the company, right? So pre-money, call it 80, post-money 100.
Yes.
Okay. And you think, okay, good. I mean, your space better than I do. You think at your current run rate, you're doing about $18 million in ARR. You think you can probably get there? I mean, that's actually pretty conservative. That's like a 4 or 5x. Yeah,
I do believe we can easily get there. And I'm being conservative, but it really depends on the market at the time when we go for the raise, as you know.
Yeah.
It's what are the multiples for SaaS companies? Right now, they're really good. We'll see how it keeps going.
Yeah, that's good. And Babak, I forgot to get this from you. When did you launch the company? What year?
We launched really in January of 2010 was our first stab at it. I would say the actual TapClicks came together really in January of 2015.
Very good. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
It's Made to Stick.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
There's a couple of them that I like. There are newcomers, the Dara Khosrowshahi from Uber and Sasan Gudarzi from Intuit. I like those.
Number 3, is there a favorite online tool you have for building your company?
A favorite?
Online tool.
For building the company, right now I'm leaning toward LinkedIn.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
You didn't believe me last time. I'm looking at 3 to 5 right now. It's actually gone a little longer than before.
And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married with 3 kids.
And how old are you?
I am 53.
Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
20-year-old self would have known better the value of great talent, and teaming up with that talent would be number 1. And the second one is, the value of networking.
Guys, TapClicks, he is just about to pass $20 million in ARR, fueling a lot of his growth based off venture debt. $10 million recently raised with Boathouse. It's a combo of obviously debt plus equity. 250 people on the team today, 6-month payback period on their acquisition channels, churning 12% of their revenue, but adding that back. So 100% net revenue retention. Team of 250 people burning about $150,000 per month right now. Nice growth, call it 30% year over year, going from about 1 to 1.5 million-ish in MRR as they look to continue to scale past 5,000 customers. Babak, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you for your time.